Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. 20 of the best summer fragrances from best to worst, or technically from worst to best, since we're starting at the bottom. With this, Jill Sanders, Sun for Men, or just Sun Men. Now with these fragrances, I'm gonna let you know why I ranked them where I did. And this one is actually not all bad, because you can pick this up for like 20 bucks, and I've always really liked the bottle design on these for whatever reason. Just a big square that's very thin. It's kind of cool in a weird way. And they have a bunch of flankers in this line as well, some of which are better than others. And this, on its own, is not bad, especially for 20 bucks. But something has to come in last place, and that's where this one's gonna be hanging out. Now, in terms of the scent, it is a little bit throwbackish. So the fragrance itself is like a couple decades old. It's more of that aromatic, fizzy, fresh, clean, somewhat shower jelly kind of vibe. The only issue is it doesn't really stand out in a massive way, and the performance is not that great. That being said, if you want a fragrance that has a little bit, like a slight bit of a throwback feel to it, and doesn't lean over sweet or anything like that, this is actually pretty solid to throw into your rotation for like 20 bucks. But for now, last place. Number 19, Mr. Burberry. Now I know it looks like I've absolutely crushed this bottle. It looks like I've been wearing this stuff out and that I'm gatekeeping it right now by putting it down here, you know, trying to pull one over on everybody. But I'm not. Actually, when I got this in, I wasn't in love with the stuff and I decanted a lot of the bottle out and just gave it away. So that's why the bottle looks like this. So for the uninitiated, Mr. Burberry was supposed to compete with Dior Sauvage, YSL Y, and Bleu de Chanel. Yeah, when this was first released, that was exactly who Burberry was gunning for. And you can tell that it wasn't very successful because not really many people out there even know about it anymore. And it's been completely replaced by their Hero line. It leans too aromatic, not a big compliment puller. It has okay versatility, but by and large, you can find something better. Something better like this, Polo Blue Eau de Toilette, which I actually don't like very much. As far as super successful fragrances, this has always been one of my least favorite. I think it's just bland. This one gets pretty musky as it dries down. It's got a cucumber note off the top that a lot of people are familiar with. On the whole, to me, just a run-of-the-mill sport fragrance. It doesn't really stand the test of time that well. 17, right here, Eternity Cologne, Calvin Klein. I will say, this was a little bit better than you'd expect. I know it's hanging out down here. It's really not bad. So it's got a big pop of juniper and ginger off the top, aldehydic notes also. It smells a little bit similar to Y Eau de Toilette. It's got some sweetness in there that's kind of reminiscent of that fragrance. And while I like it more than these, I definitely don't like it more than the stuff that comes after it, even though if you can find it on the cheap, it might be okay. Azzaro Chrome Aqua up next. If you can find this on the cheap, I think it's actually way better than this one. And I struggle with it because I kind of want to move it up higher, but at the same time, pretty much everything that comes after this, it gets pretty good. This one's got kind of a green aspect to it, mintiness when you first spray it on, and it actually smells amazing in the winter, maybe even better in the winter than the summer. So there's the first 5. What comes next? Well, Varvatos, of course, and it's a new one, Artisan Costiero. So this one I picked up from Nordstrom, I think it was. Paid full retail, so feeling great about it. Feeling really good. Just real nice. So this one has a good dose of citrus in there. It has aquatic notes. It has nectarine as well. Then as it dries down, Aki Galawood gonna be one of the main notes, which is basically just patchouli if you stripped out all of the earthiness and made it more of like a clean woody note. The citrus that's in here has a nice sparkle to it. It's not overly sweetened up. The performance is so-so though. And also right now you can't really find it at discounters. So you're gonna end up sort of overpaying because Varvatos is usually pretty cheap at discounters. So that does knock it down just a little bit. In the future, if you can pick this up for say 40 bucks, at that point, a really nice day-to-day scent and it would move up a little bit. I'm also gonna do a giveaway in today's video as well, so stay tuned for that. And before we hop to the next fragrance, which is a massive seller, I wanna give you guys a bunch of different codes you can use to save money on different websites. Fragflex, for example, 10% off. You can use it anytime that you shop there. Massive discounter with tons of clone fragrances, designer fragrances, and niche as well. Then I have codes for Gift Express, Fragrance Lord, and many more. The next scent from Gucci, Guilty. Yep, just the original Gucci Guilty. Still very clean, fresh, bit sweet as well. It's got a great balance of fresh, sweet, and clean with a great white floral aspect, massive versatility. And even though it is extremely popular, sometimes it does get overlooked. Versace up next, Man Eau Fraiche. Man Eau Fraiche is a classic. Everybody knows the star fruit note in here. Really, really well done. Has kind of a tropical feel to it, almost unisex, like ladies could pull this stuff off as well. They did come out with Man Eau Fraiche Extreme. Between the two, I still think this is the better fragrance. And if you said that this one should be higher up the list, I wouldn't really argue with you. Performance on it is so-so. Gotta go to Prada for the next fragrance. There are a bunch of different ones you could roll with from the house. You could go with Prada L'Homme Low, for example. Potentially the original Luna Rossa, that one would work. But I've got Luna Rossa Ocean, the Eau de Toilette, coming in right here, just outside the top 10. It does everything you could want a blue fragrance to do. Again, clean, fresh, in typical Prada form. It's classy, has a little bit of iris in there. Big dose of lavender, clean musk as it dries down. Just a really well done fragrance, though maybe not quite as memorable as some of the ones that come after it. Like this, for example, Chanel Allure Homme Sport. So this is the original, but I think nowadays a lot of people go Eau Extreme or a Super Leggera over this one. It's got a little bit of a creamy Tonka dry down, so it does have a little more depth to it, a little more thickness to it compared to a lot of your more typical summertime fragrances. Being a Chanel, it's gonna be more expensive than most of the other fragrances because Chanel's you can't really pick up at discounters most of the time. And by most of the time, I mean pretty much ever. And you could make the argument for this one also that it should be higher up the list. The reason it's not though, is there are other fragrances out there that smell similar to it that are cheaper that I've worn more. And we might have those popping up pretty soon, so yeah. Now a quick mention for a fragrance that's not in the official list, but I do like it. It's Bottled Tonic. This is Hugo Boss. And I'm not saying that this is better than this or this or this. That's why it's not even in the list, but it is something that I really enjoy. Basically, just take Hugo Boss Bottled and freshen it up. I mean, that's really basically the idea behind it. So you still have a little bit of that cinnamon apple kind of aspect to it, but it's done more in a spring, summertime way. Performance, not great, but if you can pick this up cheap and you do like Boss Bottled, you'll probably like this. So we've cracked the top 10 with Le Sel DC by Issey Miyake. So this is gonna give you a different kind of vibe than pretty much anything else up here. This is salty, fresh, and aquatic. Not overly sweet, just gives a very different vibe, and it's one of those fragrances that grows on you the more you smell it. There are a ton of summertime fragrances from Issey Miyake that are pretty good, and then some that are just piss weak. Solar Lavender, for example, doesn't really have great performance, but if you like a fresh, stripped back lavender, it's pretty good. I will say of the low DC style bottles that just low DC Eau de Parfum is probably the one I'd go for first in that style, but outside of that, Le Sel DC, really solid. The next one is a surprise, even to me, Light Blue, the new version, the Eau de Toilette. I was never the biggest light blue fan, talking about the original, and would usually gravitate more toward Light Blue Eau Intense, or one of the flankers that came out, you know, the summertime limited edition flankers, one of those. The original just never caught me in a big way, but since they came out with the reformulated version here, the newer version, I've been reaching for it a little bit more and it's grown on me. I like that once again, it's not crazy sickeningly sweet. It has a nice marine scent profile to it, a little citrus in there as well. It cuts through the heat. It smells kind of classy at the same time. It's office safe. It's just a good fragrance. Now another quick mention of another one not in the list. This one because I'm completely biased. It is Arashi Reef. So this is the fragrance that I creatively directed underneath the Michael Malone brand. And this is gonna be different than everything else up here. This is more of a tropical fragrance, like very tropical forward, almost like a fruit bowl initially. So we're talking tangerine, passion fruit pulp, papaya blossom. Also has vanilla in here and coconut wood as it dries down. So it does carry over a bit of sweetness there from the opening all the way into that dry down. Women love this stuff, absolute compliment monster. And the entire first run actually sold out really, really quickly. So as of when I'm filming this, it's actually sold out as far as what Michael Malone actually has. It's already been sold, but they're making more bottles. And there is a possibility that if you go into like a Perfumania store, for example, they might have them in stock in stores somewhere. But if you can't find this, it's coming back really, really soon. So yeah, this is also at Michael Malone's website. And like I said, at Perfumania. Number 8, Versace Pour Homme. Now I know some people are gonna be like, nah, no, you're on crack. I knew it. I knew he was on crack. I could see it in his eyes. Something wrong with that guy. But you may be saying that because I've got the Chanel down here, which smells similar to Versace Pour Homme. These two are compared pretty frequently. But I gotta say, if you took this bottle away from me, and you took this bottle away from me, the one I would buy first is this one. I would buy the Versace first. Now, part of that is because it's more affordable. That's true. It is way cheaper than the Chanel, but I also have worn this fragrance over the years more than that one. It's not as deep, it's not as rich, it's not as sweet. Definitely leans more on the fresh, lightly water spritzed citrus, clean floral side of things. But I love this stuff. This is like your wingman, You never have to think about it. You know it's gonna be there for you. It's gonna be supporting you. It's gonna make you smell nice. It's gonna make you smell clean. And it's just such an easy summertime wear. Like this stuff, it rules. I know it's not the trendiest pick. I know it's not the sexiest pick, but it just works. Just above that, Dior Homme Cologne. Now this is amazing smelling, but it has one big drawback, two big drawbacks. The first drawback, the performance, it sucks. Like, let's be real, it's not very good. Even as far as summertime fragrances go, it's not gonna project heavily, it's not gonna last that long unless maybe you wanna go crazy heavy and spray a bunch of it on. But that brings me to the second point, it's expensive. So yeah, it's a Dior, which means you're gonna pay a premium to own it. It's very citrus forward, has kind of an iced lemonade scent profile to it. Smells amazing when it's hot outside. If you want something more affordable that is also from a designer brand, you could roll with Jimmy Choo Man Ice. It smells similar to this in a lot of ways, not the exact same, but it could scratch that itch for you for a lower price point. Used to be you could get this Mercedes-Benz Cologne, and this would get you very close to that for cheap, but they discontinued it, and now this is expensive, so it doesn't really do the job anymore. Just outside the top 5, Acqua di Gio, the Eau de Toilette. This is the new version with the frosted glass that kind of goes gradient down to clear at the bottom. It is a little bit more modern compared to the original version of Acqua di Gio Eau de Toilette. That one was a little bit more floral forward. This one is now more citrusy and a little more minerality to it. It still works, and it's still the best-selling Acqua di Gio, for better or worse, which is why I have it here instead of, say, the Parfum or Profundo Eau de Parfum, both of which I actually like more than this one, and might have been a little higher up the list had I included those instead of the OG. But Acqua di Gio still works. You can still wear it absolutely whenever you want during summer. It is one of the best-selling men's fragrances of all time for a reason, so it's gonna be up here toward the top. All right, number 5, why Eau de Toilette? Why Eau de Parfum always gets the love, always gets the hype. The new Why Iced Cologne, that would work really well during summer also. That's very mint forward, so you have to like mint. But throwing it back to just the original Why EDT, this stuff crushes during the summer. It has an amazing balance of fresh and sweet, maybe more so than anything else up here. Versatility, unmatched. You can wear it whenever you want. And to me, it is just as good as the Eau de Parfum. It takes that same vibe, of course, because the Eau de Parfum, is building off of this, but basically just freshens it all up. Really, 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 really good and overlooked. Number 4, just outside the top 3, Missoni Wave. So now we have the trifecta, Allure Homme Sport, Versace Pour Homme, and Missoni Wave. Missoni Wave is the if you know fragrance of those 3, because it's not the type of scent you're gonna find in a Sephora or an Ulta or whatever. And it essentially smells like it's kind of in between this and this, not quite as fresh and ozonic as Versace Pour Homme, not quite as sweet and deep as Allure Homme Sport. Just kind of splits the difference. And the best part is it's usually the cheapest of the 3. So give me Missoni Wave. Number 3, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau. Now the potential issue with this one, it is sweet. It's gonna be sweeter than everything else up here, actually. But it still has enough freshness to carry it through a warm summer's day, definitely more so than Le Beau Le Parfum, which is gonna be more for fall, winter, and evening use. Evening use during spring and summer, I should say. This one has that creamy, sweet coconut vibe, that tropical sort of sweetness that people are just drawn to. Big compliment puller. The only thing I would say in terms of caution is if it is middle of summer and you're somewhere really hot and humid, then you may wanna go for something else. Because that sweetness, you spray it on heavy, might be a little headache inducing. Number 2, Invictus Aqua. I gotta say, I've been wearing this the last couple days and it has smelled absolutely freaking amazing. It also has a good amount of sweetness, that sort of Invictus-y bubblegum type of sweetness to it, but the aquatic notes that are in here balance that out really nicely. So even when it's pretty hot outside and you go heavy with the stuff, it's not that bad. Doesn't really come across cloying and it will absolutely command attention. So I had to have it up really, really high. Number 1, light blue. The Eau de Parfum. This stuff is fantastic for about any situation you could possibly want. The only people this may not be good for is if you're a younger guy and you're looking for something that has more of that sweetness, that sort of, you know, bombastic scent profile, you know, where it's really gonna reach out and, like with these, demand attention. This one is a little bit more refined, a little bit more grown up. Especially as it dries down, you get more woody aspects that come out, but it is a fantastic rendition on the light blue DNA, maintaining that balance of sea saltiness, of aquatic notes, of woods, of citrus, all of that done very, very well. Giveaway time. So I got a couple things here. I've got Now This Is Fragrance Intense. It's not what it's called, but it should be. It's just called Now Intense by Rave. And then Oscar by Zamaya. So these two right here, and all you have to do is like the video, be subscribed to the channel, leave me a comment. Let me know your top 3 summertime fragrances. Like, what are your go-tos? I will pick a winner with random comment picker, and alongside all the other recent winners, I will post that up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up, I'll ship that out to you. Now we're gonna play this by ear a little bit. It's been getting harder to ship internationally. I don't mind to pay for it. Like, I'm not gonna have anybody pay for shipping ever on anything. So if you ever have somebody say, you know, you have to pay shipping and this and that, that's somebody trying to scam you. So don't do that. But with some of these giveaways that I've shipped internationally, it is getting a little hairy, where you're having to fill out a whole bunch of information. And if it comes to the point where I can no longer ship fragrances internationally, what I'll do is if somebody wins internationally, I'll just like send them a gift card or something like that. We're not there yet, but I'm just like letting you guys know in case it gets to that point. I'll let everybody know. It's like a whole bunch of talking for no reason, I guess. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Good luck with the giveaway. See you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See ya.